Hey everybody, it's Jason. Jason, Zombie Collector. So I went to a flea market next to my house. It's down the street a piece. And I bought these movies. I got all these movies. I got 9 movies for like $9. So it was $1 a movie plus change. So like under $10. So that's pretty good. So all these movies I'm going to show off are either going into my personal collection. I probably will resell because a lot of them are out of print. And I'll discuss the ones that are out of print. Also, we'll show you any kind of cool things that might go along with it. There's a lot of nostalgia here as well. But this is probably for us 80s and 90s guys and even comic book guys. We'll probably get a lot about it. We'll probably, hopefully you all enjoy this video quite a bit. So let's see. First one up, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey with the ever amazing George Carlin and William Sadler, Alex Winter, and Keanu Reeves. A lot of people, a lot of people still, I think, are surprised that Keanu Reeves was such a goofball back in the day, and like now he's John Wick going around killing people. I mean, look at that face. Look at that face. It's such a baby face. But yes, you have that. The one cool thing about this, it comes with the insert. You'll hear me talk a lot about that, guys. If you do a lot of buy and resell, when you go to flea markets, antique stores, pawn shops, whatever, yard sales, garage sales, you got to try to make sure the whole package is there. Even if it's cheap, just because you want to make sure if you're going to resell it or if you're a collector, you want to make sure all the right things are with it. Because nothing sucks more than thinking you have the whole package and then realize you don't. Next up is Hellboy. Now this is a 2-disc special collector's edition. The sticker's actually still on this. That came with the slipcover, as I just pulled it off. But here, again, you have, it's a 2-disc set of Hellboy and all the special features. But here's a cool thing. It came with a card. Let me get my finger off of Hellboy's face. And it came with this awesome booklet, which, again, unless you buy them brand new when they first come out, you don't get these. A lot of times they don't make it onto the secondary market. But here's a cool little booklet. It has all the information in there. But here it is right there. Very cool. I truly enjoy this. So that's going into my personal collection, as well as probably Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And so that is that. And let me just show you the back, because I really like the back. And if you've not seen Hellboy, you should definitely watch it. They have a remake coming out this year with the guy who plays the sheriff in the Stranger Things, not Stranger Banes, TV show. David, I forgot his name, Dave something. His name escapes me, but he kind of looks like he's like a poor man's Ron Perlman. So let me get this. Oh my goodness! Woo! There we go. He's like a poor man's Ron Perlman. So we'll see. I'm not as completely sold yet if it's going to be a good movie or not. Next up is Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. This is the collector's edition. All these I'm showing so far are not out of print. These are readily available if you're in the right place looking. So the cool thing is, one, a lot of times it's hard to find a slipcover because the way this DVD is set up is that you have to, it's a trifold. So you have to be able to keep it all together. A lot of times you just see them at stores that are just like this. So the slipcover has been missing. So you want to definitely make sure you're keeping up with that. The cool thing about this is that it comes with, one, a collector's booklet. There you have Uma Thurman. And she has her hand on the gun. And then she's holding on a little magazine or booklet there. And then here is a lot of the just shots from the movie. I'm talking about the cast. There's some information about Cannes Film Festival, it looks like. Yeah, there's Cannes. And so anyway, it talks about the special features that can be found on disc 1 and 2. So anyways, you have this. This is a very iconic scene from the movie. If you've watched it, you know. I'm sure most of you have. But which is really cool. I don't know. And I don't know if this came in mine. I don't know. I might have bought mine used and then realized this came in here. But this has the Jackrabbit Slim's menu from the movie. So this is actually the menu that you have from the movie. And I love stuff like this. I just love. So this is the actual menu from the movie. Well, not the actual menu, but it's the menu from the movie. The next best thing to a time machine. Jack Rabbit Slims. So this is awesome. So these both came in this. So if I don't have it, oh, there's Mr. Winston Wolfe. Right there, Harvey Keitel's character. So if I don't have those for my collection, you better believe I will be adding that to there. So that's Pulp Fiction. Remember, I got all these for $1. Next up is Ghost Rider. This is the widescreen edition. They did come out with a full screen as well. Nothing special with this one. I didn't think there was. I just got this one because Ghost Rider is a popular character. And Captain Marvel's coming out. And a lot of Marvel movies are going to come out this year. You have Captain Marvel. You have Avengers Part 2 or 4 or 5. I guess it's 4, Endgame. And then you have Far From Home, Spider-Man's new movie. So Marvel movies never do bad online, usually if you sell them for dirt cheap. Next up is these are all out of print. X-Men 1.5. So this has a ton of exclusive features that they did not release up to that point. They did release them later in a big box set, like a 4-disc box set. And I have that as well somewhere. But this was like their initial release of the movie with all the different special features. This is out of print. It is somewhat hard to find complete. So here's again the slipcover. And when I say complete, I mean both discs with the slipcover with the insert. So, and there's another insert in here. So even, it's like these little mini inserts. Like on the back it has the Alien anthology on there, or they call it quadrilogy. And then you have this nice little fold out insert here of the movie, of the different characters in the movie. And they break down like little synopsis of each one. So again, guys, a lot of times people get these movies and they're missing a disc or missing the special features. And that's the reason why I enjoy doing this, because it's fun. And for $1, I'll do this all day long. I'll buy that for $1. So again, I'm not going to talk about the movies per se, unless there's something that just catches my eye about the movie. Now, here's one that all of us in the 90s love. Brandon Lee, The Crow, where he actually died on set by a prop gun, just like his dad died unexpectedly with a tragedy. Same thing happened with Brandon Lee on the set. One of the guys, he had a prop gun. There was something lodged, an actual, projectile was lodged in the gun. And I know it made huge news. If you're a child of the 90s or a teenager probably, and you were like a huge Brandon Lee fan, he's starting to build like a lot of momentum. And this movie was going to be his like breakout role. And you would remember this very vividly. And it was towards the end of shooting the movie. It was like very few days left, and they ended up, something had got lodged in the gun, and when they fired it at him, he actually was hit, and was hit in the chest, I believe, and died right there on the set. So anyways, I love this movie. It's like bittersweet because it has lots of good memories, because it was like a huge movie. I believe this came out like in 90, I want to say 4 or 5 maybe. I'm looking and seeing if it says like what year it came out. I want to say that's around the time frame it came out. It doesn't say on here anywhere. I don't see it. But anyways, this is a movie from my childhood for sure. Another movie from my childhood that I love is, let me get this sticker off of it, put that off to the side, is, maybe, there we go. Oh my gosh, it won't get off of me? There you go. Is Army of Darkness, Sam Raimi's Part 3 of the trilogy, the Evil Dead trilogy, is with Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness. This also is out of print. This is from Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay is a very famous DVD, film distributor, a Blu-ray, a DVD, or a VHS. They're out of Michigan, or they were. I don't know if they still are out of Michigan. I'm assuming they still are. They were very famous for getting genre films to get onto DVD and Blu-ray. And so this is very popular. Here is the car that came inside of it. This is an insert. To me, this is worth $1 just by itself. They made so many variations of this movie, of the Evil Dead movies, of the Army of Darkness. So this is one of those ones where they didn't make a lot of these, and it's out of print now because they made variations all the time. But that's a great movie. It's a horror comedy. There's a lot of gore in it, but it's done with like tongue-in-cheek. This movie, I think, will surprise people that it's out of print. But again, it's all about the different variations they release. This one is Expendables. It's a great 1980s throwback film. Obviously, this was made in 12 or 2010. But this is like all your favorite guys from back in the day that are all in one film, plus a couple extra dudes that, you know, have sprinkled through that are more modern day guys. But you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dolph Lundgren, I think his name's Randy Couture, Jet Li, Rocky Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Terry Crews, Mickey Rourke, and Bruce Willis. So that is the list of guys. Now, some of these guys show for like glorified cameos, which is Rourke is a glorified cameo. Willis is a glorified cameo, and so is Schwarzenegger, who's not on here. But Schwarzenegger shows up as a glorified cameo. But everybody else, they all have like their moments in the sun. So this is another pickup I did. This is an out of print copy of the movie. Why is it out of print? I can't tell you on this one because it's a relatively new movie. But again, like I was just saying about the Army of Darkness, but maybe to a lesser degree, the studio will release lots of different variations. So sometimes there's a 2-disc set, a widescreen, a full screen. They'll do a director's cut, a special edition, a unrated cut, all this kind of stuff. So they do different variants. Sometimes they'll do one with like Expendables and an action movie from one of their movies from back in the 80s and put them in like a combo pack. So they make so many different variations of it that, you know, some of these don't have a long shelf life. They pull them off and they put a new variation on. So that's what I think what you see a lot also happening. And last but certainly not least, my favorite in the Friday the 13th series is Part 7. Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which really is Jason versus Carrie. You might be saying, what do you mean Jason versus Carrie? Well, if you know Carrie from the 70s and throughout the 80s, they did part 2s or remakes or whatnot in the 90s as well. Carrie can move things with her mind. I forgot what you call that. She's telekinetic or something. Telekinetic or telekinesis. Anyway, she can move things with her mind. That's what Carrie's famous for in the movie. She was like turning killing people in her high school and all that. Well, this girl in this movie, apparently she has some kind of power, and so it's Jason versus Carrie, even that's not her real name, and so she ends up challenging and battling him at the end using her telekinesis, and so all kinds, she's like having TVs and chains flying through the air and grabbing them and trying to kill him while he's an unstoppable killing machine. So I just liked it because it was a very different take of the Jason movies, because usually it's guys and girls, mostly girls running around hiding, screaming as well as guys and getting murdered left and right, which that happens in spades in this as well. But, you know, she stands up to Jason and battles him one-on-one, mano-y-mano. This is the lenticular cover, which probably makes it out of print, because the lenticular cover did not last very long. They only did a short run of those, and there's nothing in there special. There's no inserts. That's what it looks like. That's what you normally see, just this. So to see the lenticular cover next to it, it's kind of a big deal. So you have that right there. So that's why you see this as being more of a hard to find, because usually you don't see the lenticular cover. Whoops. So the back it's got janked up, but for $1, I'll get it. It's a hard to find movie. So that's it, guys. I got all these movies for like $9.40 or whatever. Hopefully you enjoyed this little walk down how to collect DVD and films, and how to enjoy them, find them cheap, what time to look for, and how to maybe, if you're interested, make some money off of them. And again, we're not talking about being rich by any stretch of the imagination, but it's always nice buying them for $1 than, selling them for $5, $10, $15. that's always a good time. Or just having your collection like I do. I'm more of a collector than a seller, but every once in a while I buy doubles and triples just to kind of have the additional. But anyways, with that being said, thank you for watching, and